S38 Fire Team, we are back after much delay. Turns out, fun fact, in case you didn't know, follow me for more pro tips, that real life sometimes occurs, and things like recording a podcast that nobody is sending you a check for in the mail. Brooklyn was asking me earlier, where's his check? It's in the same place my check is. So this is really, what we're doing here is just on our free time, and our free time is not really free. It's still burdened by, work and
life,
relationships, and we also have garages full of broken down BMWs that we're trying to fix. So we apologize for the delay. Sorry for the wait, as my friend Dwayne Carter would say. But we're back, and we're here to bring you a really fun episode today. All right, you guys got to forgive me. My laptop and my camera are in disagreement. At any rate, but here are your two favorite co-hosts. Remember, I'm Dre Zoom. Brooklyn, how are you? Long time no see.
Good to be back. Good to have you guys back. Good to see you. I'm doing great. Fantastic. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims and victims' families of the recent plane and helicopter crash. That's heavy on my mind, and people keep calling me about it today. But other than that, those of us who are here and able to, raise the flag to half mast, we must press on and try to increase the safety and learn lessons from what happened. I'm very interested in seeing, as you guys, my friends, know that we're all a big aviation guys and automotive guys, but I'm a big aircraft investigation. I don't know if you can be an investigation enthusiast. That sounds kind of weird, but you know what I mean. I like to follow exactly what happened, and hopefully we'll do our part to prevent those things in the future. But I'm good. How are you, Wolf?
Good day, everyone. Adam Armour reporting from Slicktop City, where your ultimate drive can begin. And with that shameless spot, I want to just say to Dre and my friend Brooklyn that you don't want to be too hard on yourselves. It's trying to link up the three of us, in three different locations. So sometimes that's the hardest hurdle, or the highest hurdle for us. So yeah, we're doing the best that we can, and we want to give the audience what they need, which is terrific car content. So let's begin.
Oh yeah, all right. S38 Fire Team, obligatory T-shirt check, right? T-shirt wars are always in full effect. In case you did not know, I don't know. Have I worn this before? I don't think I have. This is the 50th anniversary of BMW M. Okay, this was from the M chapter. You can't buy this shirt, all right? I had to do some dark things to get this shirt, and by dark things I mean sign up for, I think it was Amelia Island a couple years back, and this was a part of the swag bag, 50th anniversary, and it was funny because I wore it to Vintage 22. And I came, it was our first day, so everybody comes down, and Craig sees me and he's like, 50 years of BMW M. He's like, it hasn't been that long. Like, it hasn't been 50 years of M, because technically the first BMW M car, I mean, you can count the M1, but there was a gap there, and then it wasn't until just the E30 M3, really, or was it E28 M5? Let's see, 84. You could get a E28 M5, I think. No, yeah, but at any rate, it was some years, and and I was
they
like,
were racing immediately.
So you go back, and yes, as Adam, he's furiously pointing over his shoulder here at the CSL race car, which was a concoction of BMW Motorsport. It just wasn't. It didn't officially have the. I think everybody relates M cars to having the M before the picture, or I'm not a picture, but the model M3, M4, M5, M6, whatever. Yeah, and thank you both. Yeah,
I think this is when they started the clock. I think 1973 was when they started.
That's when they started the clock. So, well, 72 maybe, because I got the shirt in yeah. So 72.
Okay.
So that would have made it 50. Yeah. And I can't see which Brooklyn am I talking to. Okay, all right, there you are. He's switching up. All right, yeah. So Brooklyn, uniform laundry day. What's going on? What's your t-shirt?
Oh, it's the t-shirt is S38 Fire Team. BMW Empower S38 Fire Team. Unofficial merch of the squad and of the podcast. I love this shirt. But yeah,
merch coming soon, by the way. Yes, that is the company shirt, so real good there. Adam, I am going to wager a small fortune that your shirt somehow ties into today's episode. What do you have on?
Actually, I tried to do something that tied a little better, but I think I came up a little bit short. We all know there's a saying about power, how it corrupts, absolutely, or whatever. Mm-hmm. So this is sort of a play on that, but it includes horsepower.
Absolutely. Nice.
I like that.
Horsepower corrupts, absolutely.
Adam's got a nice stash of shirts there. I'm not saying he's winning, but he's got a nice stash.
I'm definitely winning.
Definitely winning. Definitely runner-up ring. Okay. Adam's that guy that's that meme where the fat kid is like biting his metal at the end where there's no steps. He's like, yeah. Nah, just kidding. Adam be rapping. So what are we talking about today? I get a lot of inspiration, or we get a lot of inspiration from our squad chat, right? So you guys met the good Dr. Robinson. He was on a few episodes ago, and there's even more of us floating around out there in cyberspace. But we, some days nothing happens in the chat, and then other days you think somebody bought a Ferrari F40. So one of the most recent topics of conversation was what's really the coolest wheels out there, or at least there's all sorts of cool wheels. Let's not bury that lead. But what's our favorite wheels? We all have, if you've been watching in any amount of time, more than one or two episodes, you can see we all have our own unique personalities. And with that, we build our cars to a certain style, if you will, and to include wheels. We've done some, we all have wheel forts in some shape, fashion, or form. Whether it's wheels just buried under a bunch of other stuff or cars with the wheels on them. And we're constantly shopping for more wheels. Give me all the wheels. Nom, 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 nom. I love wheels. So what we're going to do is share today what some of our favorite wheels are, whether it's stock, OEM, or aftermarket, it doesn't matter. I tried to categorize it. Brooklyn was like, dude, Japanese, American, German. I didn't want to funnel it that much. I just wanted us to share, and maybe in the future we can get a little bit more into it. So Adam, what did you think of today's challenge?
Yeah, there's so many options, and as the much maligned king of ugly wheel taste, I think sometimes my taste can be sort of misunderstood, my taste in wheels. But I would contend that, and I kind of believe in a little bit of an aura that surrounds cars. And so I kind of believe that, wheels are a big part of that. And I think we've all seen a video, the three of us anyway, have seen a video where they've talked about wheels maketh the car. And so consequently, I mean, I know my own personal build style, sometimes the wheels can be the nicest part of the car. The paint can be blown out. Mechanically, it's going to be fine. Suspension is going to be very, very racy and low, but the wheels are on full display.
Brooklyn, you're smiling.
I think he's frozen.
You good? What happened? Internet went out?
I'm so furious at this internet company. They can't keep getting away with this.
This is
There's no
definitely
other company.
this is definitely villain
costing
origin
us-
story. This is
they're
the part where
costing
you
us millions.
sound like Ferruccio Lamborghini right now, talking just leaving Enzo Ferrari's office. He can't talk to me like this.
Dude.
This is the part where you go out and make Taylor Tech
Right.
fiber optics.
This is where it's purple, orange, and yellow Lamborghinis from here on out, dog.
Hop on your tractor, go back to your barn and figure out your life, and then we'll see you in a few years when you win the popularity contest in Italy over Ferrari.
I'm sure. I can't remember the timeline, but he was already rich, so he got that together really quickly.
No, it's crazy how Ferrari was like, you worry about tractors and let me worry about race cars and cars, okay? And get the fuck out of my office. I mean, talk about, maybe I should approach that a little bit differently. Fast forward 20 years, Lamborghini Countach that debuts, and it's like, and the world's like, wow. So yeah.
And even before that, he was alive for the Countach. Well, the Countach came out in the 70s.
Yeah, Countach was like late 70s. Yeah.
But the Miura was in the 60s, and the Miura kicked his ass.
Yeah.
The Miura was a better car than, I don't want to start talking crazy because he did have 250 GTOs and stuff like that. But the Miura was, by some, the first exotic car or the first supercar, one of the others. But
yeah, well, debatable.
That's the bit. Well, it's often called that, but obviously that's debatable because you had like 16-cylinder Duesenbergs, and you had very
Mercedes-Benz going
right. But the Gullwing was the 50s, wasn't it?
60s. That was a 60s car. 300 SEL, SL, right?
300 SL wasn't late 50s?
It could have been late 50s, 50s, 60s, somewhere around there.
I think you could get like a 55 300 SL. Adam, back me up here.
It says 1954 to 2020.
No, 50s. Well, them Germans rebuilt fast, didn't they?
Dog.
Too soon.
Talk about going from Luftwaffe to Gulfwing.
They must have known that wall was going to come down. They're like, we got to get this stuff done now before the wall comes down.
Yeah,
everything's going to go to crap after that.
They move fast. That was pretty quick. Brooklyn, what do you think about today's challenge?
I think it's a great challenge. It's something that we, our boy Dickerson from, I believe his name, what's his name? We're going to meet Rob Dickerson from Singer. Our boy from Singer says, and I think Jeremy Clarkson has probably said a bunch of times, wheels maketh the car, right? So some of our most iconic cars happen to have iconic wheels on them, or either failing that, happen to frequently get upgraded with wheels. We're BMW guys, so we've seen a lot of BBSs and, and throwing stars and turbines and, back in the day, Corvettes with solid shooters and everything else. Wheels do make the car. So I think that it's a great discussion point.
For sure. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and kind of talk about our favorite wheels. And I can actually go ahead and kick things off because I'm so well prepared. Make sure I get extra points for originality here. Okay. These are BBS RS 005s and 021s. Okay. Staggered 16-inch. These are, I want to say, somebody correct me here. I have the ET here.
11, 13.
11 and 13. That sounds right. Yep. Yeah, there you go. And these are, 8-inch in the rear, 7 inches up front. 5 lug. These obviously fit BMW's 5x120, and no surprise here in terms of what my number one choice is, because I am actively searching for a set of these wheels.
I was going to ask if these are in your cart as we speak.
They're yes, they're in a cart. I'm hesitant to pull the trigger because it's the price of a decent vacation to Mexico. So it'd be hard to, not that I couldn't, but it's you just got to kind of triage these things, these wants and needs. But these are beautiful wheels. They have the gold finish on the faces, on the waffle, or not the waffle, but the insides are gold. I would definitely swap out the BMW emblem for BBS logo. But this is it, and it's polished lipped. I think the gold really, and no surprise here, but this is specifically for my E28 M5 that I have. Waffles are metal waffles. They look beautiful. These are well done, freshly refinished. Even the backside has been refinished. A lot of times you take wheels to get refinished and they don't do the insides. And these are 3-piece. So you have, let me get back to it here. These are 3-piece. So you have the faces, you have the barrels, and you have the lips. Then, of course, all the hardware to put it all together. So when you see 3-piece wheels, that's what that means. Going back to this picture, this particular set, you can tell that it was repaired right here. Looks like it must have been a crack in it, but hopefully that's a good repair. But these are beautiful. I love these wheels. I think they look phenomenal on any 80s BMW, really 70s, 80s BMW with the proper fitment. You can run up front, I want to say 205, 225, 45. No, maybe something like that. Yeah. And then on the rear, you can run 235s, maybe 40s. Don't quote me on that, but you can get a good looking, nice size in there, in terms of tire, and it being staggered will give you that extra kind of stance look, that rake that you're looking for. So, beautiful wheels. They are currently, you can buy them now for almost $5,000. And that's not an insignificant amount of money. So, that's something that I have to kind of like really think about. You can find them used, not refinished, for about half that price or less than half that price. And that's really the ticket to go, because then you can kind of get them refinished on your own.
How much does it cost to refinish them? Have you priced that?
It's about $1,000 if you want just a standard refinish. No bells and whistles on there. I'm good with just like I'm even good with, I couldn't find an example. I had one in my in another basket, but like a satin nickel finish, just brushed aluminum finish. I'm good with that. I love the gold faces, but it's not a requirement. You can still get away with it.
Is it only $1,000 if you were to do the gold faces? If you were to have them to do gold faces, or is that more?
No, I think that's a little bit more, because they naturally, I don't know if they naturally come gold or people get them gold faced, but the more the shinier you want it and all of that stuff, if you want the insides redone and all of that, if they're bent or they're cracked, that's when that's pushing the price up. But on average, about $1,000. And again, it's truck stop sushi, right? Just because you find a guy that can do it for $250, you don't necessarily want to get it done at $250, right? So we all know there's a place in North Carolina that is, that does can do chrome shadow really well for the E39 M5 wheels, called Prince Wheels, I believe it is. I follow them on Instagram. I used to. They do beautiful work. Very, very well known in the community. When you see people selling E39 M5 wheels and they say refinished by Prince Wheels, the price goes up. Okay. Everybody knows Paul. What's his last name? Elric, right?
Ehrlich.
Ehrlich. Paul Ehrlich. You know, I've met him. Really nice guy. This looks like his handiwork. It could be. But he's really good with the BBSs and refinishing those. So prices I've seen people paying, it's you know, anywhere from $800 to $1,000. So yeah, that's my first choice there. What do you guys think?
I like them a lot. I think, especially with the gold, they'd be a hit on any 80s BMW of almost any color. Something like a black car like Bob, it would look amazing. You know, we've seen how good they look on our friend Dr. Robinson's car, the executive, his red E28. I believe that's what he's rocking. Some gold faced killers, some BBS RSs. What's the number RS on those?
On Cupid, I think he's got staggered. So it'd be what, 05, 20, whatever I just had up. I think that's what he has. I have it saved in some pictures a couple hard drives ago. But yeah.
Because BMW E39 style fives are like RC050s or something.
RC050.
090.
Correct.
090s, yes. But these RSs are RS. We can go back to it if you can. What are they? RS what?
I literally just
And it goes by the size, right?
They were
Right.
005 and 021.
There it is. Yeah. 005 and 021. And I just the other day, as you guys know, we were talking, I found a set of 005s and almost pulled the trigger on them. And luckily, my man Wolf came in off the top rope and smacked the shit out of me and said, "Don't you dare." And I realized
were they square?
They were square, but they were square fronts. That's like buying four
Oh.
front E39 M5 wheels. That's just you know, no bueno. Unless you already had the rears and you just wanted to get the extra fronts, you know. Yeah. I'm not trying to slip and slide all over the place. All right, Adam.
Predictable.
Yes, I love it when you're down. Yeah.
No, how I really feel about RS is that it's just a super popular design. When we go to vintage or any of the other car meets, they are very prevalent. And I don't know, maybe that's sort of a downvote for me. Don't get me wrong; they're beautiful wheels. They are hard to clean. That's one thing that's sort of tough about them. But you know, they are classic style and they go with everything. So, you know, there's some good points and bad points. I think they're a little almost too common, and then consequently, you know, the prices of them have skyrocketed over the last 5 years. And that's, you know, kind of taken the regular enthusiast out of this type of thing. So now, you know, instead of just picking up a set of staggered wheels for your M5, now you got to search and try and find a deal and, you know, put two sets of, of spares together, you know, all that garbage. And it just kind of ruins the fun of it a little bit to me.
Well, thank you very much for your honesty. And you're right. It is a very standard wheel. When I was playing Gran Turismo 4, it took every bit of me not to put BBSs, RSs on damn near every car that I had, and I had, you know, hundreds of cars. But that's how good it looked on every car. Whether it's a Corvette, whether it's a Mustang, whether it's a Porsche, whether it's a BMW, Benz, an Alpha, a Mini, you know, BBSs just go really well with it. Well, to those points, hard to clean, and everybody has them. All right. Well, let me get you something that not everybody has, and it's way easier to clean. Boom. These are 17-inch Hartge concave. That's a very important part of this equation. 8.5 by 17 ET13. And these are, they call type A's is what the official name of them is. But these are by far and away my most favorite wheels. I love these wheels. And again, same thing. These are sitting in my cart, made by Hartge, Germany, West Germany, for those that's keeping count. And these have been refinished, as you can tell. And what I really like about them is that they are 8.5 inch width by 17. So that's, you know, that's meaty, that's wide. So you get to practice a little bit of, you can do a little bit of tire stretching and it still looks good. So you could run probably a 225 on there, or and it's gonna look really, really, really good. So yeah. So this is I absolutely love these wheels, and this one, you know, and it's refinish in just the regular. You could probably call it like a hyper silver, but it's just regular silver, and like you can see it on this car right here. I don't think these are the same wheels. I think this is just a stock photo, but you can see that they've got nice, you know, roll on the top of the tire there, and it's just got the nice lip, and it's just a straightforward design. And it just looks so easy to clean. My fingers are thanking me already, you know. So, and this one has a polished lip. It has like a slight polish to it, which I think is really cool. It's not like mirror finish.
Is that machine? Is that machine?
Yeah, like a machine finish. Yeah, like that machine finish there. But this is it. And these are a square set. I've seen them staggered before, but I'm good with a square set. I'd be more than happy with that. And relatively speaking, it's $24.90 US. This is in great GPB. I'm assuming. Oh, they're in England. So I mean, you know, that's what 0.25 cargo pockets. Am I saying that right? That's not bad for a set of really rare wheels. You're not going to run into these at a meet, at least not the concave. You may see the regular Type A's, but not the Type A concaves. So that's yeah.
What are they asking for shipping?
For shipping?
Asking for a friend, as they say.
See details. See
Varies.
details. See details. So
not cheap.
Yeah. You can also call them, ask them. They put the phone number in there. So that is my second favorite pair of wheels or set of wheels. What do you guys think about that? Redeem myself, Adam. Is that rare enough for you?
I wouldn't say they're rare, but they are. I do appreciate those wheels as well. Those are great looking wheels. And as much as I love the 16-inch tuner wheels on like E28, E24, E30, etc., the 17s, if you can stand it, I believe that this is the perfect spec. Right, the 8.5 by 17 ET13, it fits perfectly on those cars.
Yeah,
and like you were kind of mentioning, you know, the tire size can be varied a little bit. I've got 235s on one set of my, you know, 17 by 8.5 wheels. So
you've got 17 by 8.5 Hartge?
No, I don't have 17-inch Hartges. No,
you got some 16s.
I have 16s, yes. But again, yeah, as a square setup, as setup, you know, like these were in the ad, what a great setup. And I think they just look great. And like you said, they're not very common. So yeah, I think it's a great pick.
Nice. Brooklyn, what do you think about these Type A's Hartges?
I enjoy them. You know, they're a good looking wheel, like you said. That E28 that they were represented on was perfect style and fitment for the wheels. I think it's a great choice. I hope you get a set. In fact, what was the price point on the ones in Great Britain, or what was the US conversion to them?
2,500.
Yeah, it was like 2,500.
Is that the price they'd be in our country?
If you can find them, they'd probably be a little bit less, but
yeah, you might be able to beat that.
Yeah, it'd probably be a little bit less. I mean, obviously, you would make out on the shipping.
Well, the other part of this is that those are freshly refinished.
Right. That also.
So you might, yeah. And if you noticed on those, the ones in the ad, they didn't have any center cap tags.
Right.
So you could pick whatever Hartge or, you know, whatever BMW.
Some people put BMW tags on
center emblem you wanted. So
no.
whatever you want to do, you know.
No.
But I do believe you could find those for a little cheaper here in the States. If you could find them.
I think the only way to go with that would be to put the Hartge center caps on, because it's not the whole purpose, You know, I mean, because the style of whatever, it's almost like clothing. Like the style matters more than the label, but you know, it is cool to see that BBS or that Hartge or that Alpina emblem in the center. You know, unless it's like a wheel that came on the car and BMW put their insignia on it, their roundel on it. But I think it's a great set.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
These are on
All
my
right.
list as
Huh?
well. These are on my acquire list as well. Like this particular set.
So I'm glad that you said that. So I will definitely not share when I find a set that's in Yuma, Arizona. Lest I get coilovered. All right. So here's my next pick. Okay.
The
car right
Conquest
here,
TSI?
this car right here, we've talked about before on this channel. This is the Mitsubishi Starion Turbo from the 80s. Pop-up headlights. This is quintessential. I think this car made a couple episodes for all sorts of different reasons. But one of the things that, and this is where I really believe I have a thing with wheels. Like, it's very hard for me to wrap my head around a set of wheels that don't have a defined lip. I love a good lip on wheels. If you got some lips on the wheels, you can put a shit sandwich in the middle, and I'll be like, looks pretty good. I'll try it. So this manufacturer, Mitsubishi, when they made this car, the wheels that came on this car had a really nice lip and a really nice design. So this one is on Bring a Trailer, but as you can see, and it's resale red. Let me just cut to the wheels here. Hang on, of course. I thought it was the next picture. Sorry.
It's only 17 slides over.
There we go. But these wheels right here are, I mean, you guys both mentioned wheels maketh the car. This is a design and a shape that needs the proper wheels. Like, you ever see a car and you're like, how much the wheels just let it down? It's just like, God, you were doing so well until I looked at your wheels. Even builds, you'll see a build, you'd be like, this guy's got everything, top notch, and then he has some Pep Boys, like, come on, But Mitsubishi did their damn thing with this car in several different ways. Box fenders, it has all the louvers and the spoilers, and it's just, I love this design, and the wheels really stand out. It has a natural polished lip, 5-spoke design. They look super sturdy. Okay, looks like they can take a lot.
Yeah, they look substantial.
You can get a nice size tire in there, not too big, not too small, and easy to clean. That's a plus. And just kudos for a manufacturer getting the wheels right on a car. And even funner fact, and we've talked about this on this channel before when I brought this car up before, they made another set of wheels that when I think the car first debuted, it was just like the solid turbo fan over it or something like that. It's very hard for me to find a picture for it. I'll try to look for it when in post, but these wheels right here, I absolutely love. What's even crazier about these wheels is that they take these and put them on all sorts of other cars as well. I've seen them on Mitsubishi trucks. I've seen them on Toyota trucks. I've seen them on 180 SXs, 240s. I've seen them on Civics, Hondas.
Really?
Yeah, I
find that strange, because I've always read that one of the reasons you see Starions with these wheels, well, besides the fact that they're a great wheel, is that they're a strange offset, so you can't find any other wheels to put onto that car.
Oh, really?
I mean, there is no better wheel, but like, let's see if we can find out the offsets and stuff of that, because that's why I'm surprised to hear.
I was looking up the specs on this wheels, and you find it's and that's how I learned. They're so perforated. So many people have done all sorts of weird stuff to these wheels. They're 5 lug, and it's probably like 5x114 or something like that. I didn't read anything where it was, and I do believe that they're staggered, and you could just look at
definitely
this
staggered
right here. It's damn near double lip right here, right, Adam? You see that? It's damn near double lip.
No, for sure. You got exactly what you like.
Yeah. I don't know what idiot put the damn wheel weight on the outside like a moron. Like, you see that? I would smack my wheel guy if he did that shit, you know. But yeah, this is probably my most favorite 80s factory wheel. And there are a lot of good 80s factory wheels, but this is definitely one of them right here. Can't beat it. What do you guys think about that?
You're batting 1,000 for me. I mean, not for Adam Naysayer Armor, but for me, I really like this set of wheels. I love that car. I don't know if I can even fit in one, but I have always loved that car. I always want to call it the Conquest TSI, but did the Conquest also have those wheels?
Yes, it was the Chrysler Conquest TSI and the Mitsubishi Starion ESI for the exact same car. I think it's the ESI. But Starion and Conquest, exact same cars.
That trim, the highest trim level had those wheels.
The TSI, yeah, I think that was turbo, and I think like the next trim down might have been the ESI, because they also had a turbo that did not have the fender flares, and they might have had smaller wheels on it. So they had a version below the top dog.
A less powerful turbo and
yeah.
also less flashy.
And this is another car that the engine kind of let it down, where it was turbocharged, but it only had like 100 and maybe 70 horsepower.
Yeah, but it was the 80s.
Yeah, I've seen them, and it was not double overhead cam either. I think it was a single overhead cam. But you know, it still looked good. You know, it's a turbo, so you can tune it.
Right.
I think I mean, obviously a terrific pick, great for stock wheels. And one thing I wanted to point out about these wheels and their shape is that I always remember the collaboration they had with Chrysler, because I always think of that 5 spoke is like you could have that Chrysler
right,
symbol,
kind of like the
you know?
Diamond Star.
That's it.
Diamond Star. Yeah.
So I mean, like you said, you know, they're staggered, they're good looking, just a great stock wheel. Can really appreciate a great stock wheel. So great pick.
You know, and another thing about this, like when you take a car that's not normally box fendered and then you box fender it, you can really kill it or undersell it. We've seen this where you don't upgrade the wheels as a manufacturer, right? And this does, and these are some big box flare, you know what I mean? The E30 M3, they went up from, I think the biggest wheels you can get on a regular E30 might have been 14 or 14 inch, 15 inch. E30 M3 went 15 and eventually 16 inch. And but you know, you could see that Mitsubishi did their homework here. And I think this one might be lower, but you know, it still fits the bill. It really just gives that bulldog stance to it, you know. Absolutely love it.
Sure.
All right, I guess we're going home early. There's no way to follow up on that. Have a good night. All right, Adam, we're gonna run to you next, my good friend.
All right, let me just sign my time card real quick, and then speaking of stock wheels, let's start with my stock wheels. Let's go to that last link that I sent you. That's a link to a Bring a Trailer auction. All right, so we got our Fuchs wheels, right? And I wanted to point these out as a stock wheel just because they have become so prevalent and so sought after by enthusiasts. And they come in, you know, lots of different specs. You know, this is one of the, I would say, mid-range specs. There's definitely some wild and outrageous specs out there that, you know, some of our friends have kind of partaken in. But, you know, these are just your, you know, air quotes, run-of-the-mill stock wheels for, you know, Fuchs for Porsche. But man, they just keep their value and they keep their style, you know, so many years on. So I wanted to start with that, and I sort of had a backup film to go along with them, or a small minute-long clip for you. If you want to play that, we could talk about sort of the advancement of the Fuchs.
When we first came up with this idea to do this Singer thing, it was going to have these. It was going to be a 15-inch wheeled car.
That's all that you could do. That's all we did.
Yeah, and then these wheels came along, and we started to think, wow, bigger wheels means bigger brakes, you know, opens up a few possibilities. We knew these tires were cool, but as you say, compromised. We wanted to use the two. Actually, it's a 270 45 on a 9-inch rim, which I think you may have put on.
Yeah.
I think you probably put this tire on your 9-inch on the back of your car.
We tried, yeah.
It doesn't. So anyway, I had some special 10-inch wheels made up. So this is a 10 by 15 Fuchs, cut and welded here.
Yeah.
For the purposes of the prototyping that we were going to do, and I just wanted that perfect kind of stretch that
That is perfect, isn't it?
didn't look like it was too chubby. Didn't look.
So basically, what I'm kind of pointing out is that, you know, even the older Fuchs, you know, they didn't come in, you know, big sizes like we have today. And in order to have bigger brakes, in order to have, you know, really good tires, really high performance tires, you're kind of sized out of, you know, 15-inch wheels. And he had to make his own 15 by 10s, for crying out loud. So, I mean, that's outrageous. That's an outrageous wheel, 15 by 10. So they took that same style and made them into 17s, or maybe it was even 18s. And so I think that, and they translate very well. If you look at the Singer vehicles, they look amazing. You know, it looks stock, you know, looks like a stock Fuchs, but it's, you know, obviously bigger, and I think it translates very well. So for a stock wheel, I think that's the ultimate test, is does it stand the test of time? And I think these do.
Right on.
Yeah, it's classic look.
Yeah, and you know, to your point, Adam, I've seen, you know, with the, you know, the movement to fix up and really modernize like older cars, like cars from the 80s and the 90s, the stock OEM wheels are such a good look, but like you said, sometimes they're 14s and 15s and like even 16s that, you know, maybe you can't get the right size brakes behind there. So a lot of aftermarket manufacturers have been taking, I've seen it with the Camaro, I've seen it with the Mustang, Buick has, you know, Buick GNX wheels, where they take them and they make them bigger but have that same stock, and they've done it with the Fuchs too, right? You know, even Porsche. And I think that's hit or miss. I think sometimes it looks really good. I've seen them on some old school Suburbans, and sometimes I think it looks really good, and I think other times it just looks really corny, you know. But I think the Fuchs, you know, the manufacturers that are doing it now, whether it's Singer or whomever, it does look right. It does look good when they stretch it out to that 17, 18-inch.
So these are the OZs, Ultra Leggera. They also have a Super Leggera and a regular Leggera, and they come in, you know, many different. You can see there's 7 different colors. And I just think these are terrific looking wheels. I really like them a lot, and I think one of my favorite parts about them is that they are slightly, you know, like the detail on the lip there. I think that's pretty cool with the spokes. And I think my favorite part is just that you can see what's going on, behind them. I'm a big proponent of putting bigger brakes on a car, so it doesn't look like there's, you know, a saucer, you know, behind a dinner plate. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, these wheels can really show off your brakes if you color them a certain way, or if you have, you know, just bigger slotted or drilled brake rotors. And so you can really show that stuff off with these wheels. And I think they're a great looking wheel as well. And they come in lots of different spec as well. So I don't know. I think it's a everyman or every car type wheel. If you can match that aesthetic.
Yeah, it's I know I've seen a couple of your cars in Gran Turismo. They all have these wheels on them.
What car would you put that on in the real world, Wolf?
These look good on Subarus.
And they look good on Hondas as well.
And they look good on Hondas. S2000s. They work on an S2000. I've seen them on Supras.
It's
seen them
amazing
on Ferrari.
that you have that many answers when I asked Wolf the question. It's
I appreciate
impressive.
it. I appreciate it. No, I think they can work on a lot of different cars, and again, you sort of have to match the aesthetic here. I mean, you can't just stick them on anything, and I don't know if they quite match the BMW aesthetic.
They don't. Do you have a non BMW car on your wish list that like a Panda or something, or 88.6, something that you're thinking of these wheels on? I mean clearly Ray says you have them on a lot on Gran Turismo,
Yeah,
but
I
you have
mean,
like a favorite car to rock these wheels on?
no, I don't necessarily. I mean, these are sort of a free type thing. When I'm putting them on cars in Gran Turismo, that's sort of free, and so I'm just trying them out to see if I can find the right thing. But as far as putting them on a Panda, I got different ideas for a Panda, for an 88.6, and anything else sporty. I don't know. I can't really think of an example right this moment.
What's the coolest car you have these wheels on in Gran Turismo?
He's got them on a CSL.
Yeah, I do have them on the CSL.
I don't like them on the CSL. I hate to be Adamish, but I do not like them on the CSL.
I have to agree with you. I figured I would try it, and I was like, I'll just give this a try and see if I can pull it off. It does not work.
A lot of people do that in college. I never did that.
All right. So anyway, I like the wheels. I think they work on a lot of cars. They come in lots of specs, lots of colors. But that is one of the pitfalls of those wheels. You definitely have to match the aesthetic, and it's definitely like a hit or miss thing. And so
yeah. What I like about those wheels is that they're not cheap, and when I don't mean cheap in price, I mean they don't look cheap. OZ has been in the game for a long time. They do F1, they do Ferraris, and a host of other supercars that I can't even think of off the top of my head. But OZ is a legit wheel manufacturer, and those wheels, extra points, easy to clean. Comes in a lot of different colors. That race gold was, I've had those, like another Gran Turismo reference, but I've put those on my Evos before, and they look really good. They're one of the few Italian wheels that really cross over into the JDM sector, and they can look good on there. Hit or miss on American cars. Hit or miss.
A guy bought an orange Lamborghini Gallardo to Solomon's one year, and I swear it had those wheels on it.
Yeah. Those wheels are very popular. Very popular.
But I want to say it was a factory wheel.
Yeah, it could have been. It could have been. I'm not up on the factory wheel thing, but definitely Superleggera is that those wheels have been around for a while, and they're a good look for sure. And if you notice, they come in a lot of it. You can get them from 15 to what, 19, right, Wolf?
I think it said 18 on the site there, but I'm sure you can find off.
You get them from 15 all the way up to 18, so you can probably get them on some little European hatchbacks. Good luck.
It's the sort of wheel that I would just buy one just to display. Honestly,
yeah.
That's how much I like the design. I wouldn't even have to put it on a vehicle.
But this is real first world stuff here. We're not even buying wheels cars anymore. We just want to drink our damn drink off of it. Okay, we balling. All right, what's your next move, Wolf?
All right, let's come back to the real world and discuss another set of BBS wheels. All right, so this is a set of BBS RKs in my favorite specs, 17 by 8.5 ET13. And yep, you can see right there, it's 235/40 by 17, and fits pretty good in there. So I don't know, I really like these wheels a lot, and they come in different sizes, they come in different colors, they came on different cars. I believe they came on a Corolla.
Camry.
Thank you.
Camry.
Right.
We saw one at Amelia Island.
Yeah.
That weekend. Yeah.
What's this guy? What's your boy doing right here, man? little Dre zoom for you.
That's as close. That's as close as he's ever gonna get to me. Anyway, so these are great. These are great wheels. I love these wheels, and I am actually on the lookout for another set. They come in 18s as well, and I would love to put a set of 18s on a sixer, and then just go back to back. Go back to back. With these cars, the 5 and the 6
18s
series.
on a sixer? Why?
Absolutely, because the 16 can or a sixer can swallow it up, dude.
Huh.
Yeah, it can. Yeah, got to really stretch the tires, but yeah, I think it would work.
I feel like 17 is more than enough. We were in, I want to say Raleigh. I feel like we were somewhere and we were probably together, and I know I definitely saw it, a black lowered 635 CSI with these wheels, and I believe they were 17s, and it just looked amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, 18 isn't impossible. I just always hated M parallels in 18s on E28s or E24s, but arcades would probably work.
Well, I intend to find out, and much like the Superleggera, these are a pretty open design, and I believe they're pretty beefy looking. And you can see my bigger brakes there, so that's something I'm pretty proud of. And I don't know. I think it really. Again, I'm not really like the super fan of 17s on the E28s, E24s. I'm more of a 16-inch type guy, but in this case, these are just perfect, and I really enjoy these wheels so much. And again, I'm just looking for another set. Even if I found another set of 17s, that'd probably be okay for a 6 series. But I would love to experiment with the 18s on a 6 series and just see if I could pull that off.
Right on. Yeah, I like BBS arcades because it, even though it's not it has a lip, as you can see, which is my favorite thing. It has a lip here, and it's a no nonsense wheel, right? It's no fuss, no muss. It's one piece, standard satin silver and big BBS emblem in the middle. It looks really good with the extended with the what do you call that, where you put the, what am I saying, Adam? What you got there?
What, my lugs?
Lugs. It looks really good with the lugs. Perfect right amount of tire and rim ratio. That looks good. And it, matches almost every and any car. And yes, they did come on Camrys. But this is a good look. I love BBS arcades.
They're on Mustangs too, right?
Not sure about Mustangs. I know they definitely came on Camrys for a minute, and they look good on. I've seen them on E39s. They look good. I've seen them on Supras. They look good. I've seen them on even a Civic. Like the newer Civics. They look good. So it's just a good universal wheel, and that speaks volumes about a design that really can get around like that. So,
agreed.
Thumbs up for me.
Yeah, I love them. I love an RK. I think in the fitment here on Hank, they look great on E28s. They look great on E24s. I bet it would look great on an E34 or an E32.
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm going to, especially staggered, I'm going to swing for the fences also, and say on like a sporty E38. A little outside the box. Think about it. Think about it before you react. Think about it before you react.
We'd have to see it. We'd have to see it. Believe it.
Simple, sexy.
Believe it.
It's different from the executive black tie E38 experience you normally get. But let's say you dropped a 6-speed 420G. Let's say you dropped a 6-speed manual in your E38. Let's say you dropped an S62. Why not a little party up top and business in the bottom, or vice versa? A little mullet action.
Oh, I found one.
Well,
Did you?
let's check them out.
38 with our case? Yeah, let's share that. Let's see it.
All right. I'll send it over.
I'm trying to, the link disappeared on me. Hang on.
I love being prophetic.
Not bad. Not bad.
No,
Not bad.
not bad. I
Not
think
bad.
yeah.
On
Okay.
the 38, not
Okay.
bad.
Yeah.
Now we're cooking
You know
with
what? I've been
Yeah, those
I've,
tires are too chunky. It needs to be, those aren't even 18s. It needs to be 18s with a wide rear tire.
I've been looking at that photo for inspiration for years. Like that
now we're
particular
cooking
car.
with fish grease. There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, those are 18s.
Now that's how you motherfucking drive.
Right.
See?
Those are 18s, right?
It looks like it.
Let's see
Gotta
what the guy says.
17s?
So 18 by 8.5
Wow.
ET13.
Yes. Yes. That is it.
Adam is excited. Yes, bitch. Yes.
Yes. That is it. See, and this is what I mean by, I mean just a wheel that can be used on so many different cars and look pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think that just tells
Rev
the
got
story.
the polished lip on the RKs. Where do I send my money?
I think it's a good look. I think it's going to look really good on a white car.
That would work on that E38. That's what you needed to put on that.
Yes,
E38.
yes. 18s on the E38, money.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
I
you
agree.
needed to put.
That
on.
right there, if that was a world bumper car, I would not be able to contain my excitement. But that fitment, I will concede that looks great with the 18s.
Thank you.
That looks fantastic, and especially if you're like running coilovers or air suspension or something where you could adjust it right to perfection. What do we have here?
E46.
I'm less excited about the E46. I thought we were going to pull up another E38. You know what? That might even look pretty hardcore on an E39.
Oh yeah, I'm open to that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get Adam a room here in a second. Hang on. Oh yeah, I'm open. Yeah, that's 30.
I just provide the muse for you guys. You guys just do your own thing.
That is funny. Dre, E32 or E38? Gun to your head.
E30 is. It depends on what spec.
That's see, you don't have. That's why it's gun to your head. It's V12. Gun to your head.
Well,
E30, E38, E32. 750.
only factory spec.
Gun to your head, Adam. Gun to your
Uh,
head. E32, E38.
Easy, E38.
Probably E32. But if I can spec it myself, if I can get it myself. Wait a second. What's the question again?
Gun to your head. E32 750 or E38 750.
E32.
That is the question. You'd have been shot multiple times by now.
E32. Like I said,
disagree.
both of those cars are available in about 17 different configurations each. So,
Absolutely, they are.
Yes,
And
and I started out by saying that it was a 750.
And they've all been
the
they've all
E38
been modified to the hilt as well.
Huh?
They've all been modified to the hilt as well. So I mean, there's probably no mysteries for either of those cars.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick, it'd be the E38. Yep.
Yeah, it'd be E32. E38 750 IL just looks ridiculous, I think. I don't like them.
Wow.
What?
They do. They look they're too long on the backside.
All right.
You don't agree?
No.
I think those cars are beautiful.
If anything, you know what? I'm going to say something that you're definitely going to disagree with, but I will contend that the E38 style makes it look smaller than the E32, even though it might be bigger.
Nobody's gonna agree with that. I don't know where you got that from.
I'm picking up what he's putting down. It's felt. It's like having the perfect level of fitness and putting on a tuxedo. You got the whole E38s are very James Bond. Like when you see James Bond driving an E38 in that movie, it's like, of course he is. I think that especially when they had like 99 to 2001 with the scalloped headlights, I love the look of an E30 of an E38.
This part right here, it's just
Well, I mean, you
Fair.
You picked a bad example, I feel, because
No, that's fair.
this
This
one's
is-
not
they all
low.
look
This one's not
exactly like it.
lowered. It doesn't look like the it doesn't look like the M parallels are properly staggered. And that one looks even longer than that. Looks like the Karl Lagerfeld stretched one. That doesn't look like a regular 740 IL, but 750 IL. But you know, and I said just recently that I would love to have a 750 short boy. You know, 750i, which wasn't available here and probably wasn't available anywhere unless maybe you ordered it as an individual. But 750 IL still works for me. I mean, you guys are that time at vintage with the E38. That car, I love that car. Um, all it
And that
needed
was
was
only a
M
740, right?
parallels.
That wasn't a V12.
That was a 740 IL. Yeah, that was yeah. But they looked the same except for like shape of tail of exhaust or something.
Now I can get behind this, even though it's a 750 IL, but it's just too limo for me, man. Too limo. It
All right.
starts to now the sporty
Well,
shorty.
stop driving around fucking with your seat pulled up to your steering wheel, and then you could appreciate the the length and girth of the thing.
I'm telling you, you get this thing at the proper heights,
Yeah.
right? And it's going to look even longer, but it's going to look good.
Listen, I'm not kicking this out of bed for eating chips for sure, but it's not in my. I'm sporty shorty or nothing. Sporty shorty. That's where I gotta be. 740i Sport. I'll take that. I'll run with it. Even though it's more E39 than anything else, but I just like the way that they look.
Are those 17s? That's 17s, isn't it?
These are definitely 18.
No, M
18s?
parallels are real M parallels are always 18.
Oh, pardon me.
There's not even a spec for 17s.
There it is, 18s.
Yeah. Style
Yeah,
37.
there's staggered 18s. The only difference is there's an offset difference if the M parallel originally I have 7 series M parallels on my 850, but like 850 CSI M parallels are a slightly different offset, as are E34 M parallels, which were rare. They weren't even available in this country. And E39, obviously, they have a different hub spacing.
You're using up your allotted time here with the sidebar. We haven't even got to your wheels yet. Okay, are you ready?
When I do my craft as a podcaster, you know, it's like a great band. There's riffing, you know, it's like a comedian with great crowd work, you know. Maybe he'll
Listen.
get to his set, maybe he won't.
Listen, Chappelle, okay? You want to puff on another heater and tell me what you want to present?
He's always smoking on television. I know that's illegal.
He's at a gas station pumping gas, and he's like, "Fuck the motherfucker! I'm done." Like,
I know.
Saturday Night Live, which I guess it's in New York. I thought it was in. I don't know why I thought it was in California. This guy,
I'm sure Lorne Michaels paid $500,000 in fines because Chappelle was smoking on.
He'll smoke in an elevator.
And trust me when I tell you, you cannot smoke in New York inside a building. You cannot do what he did. But you know, I'm sure they got a billion views.
That guy he does everything to promote smoking. All right, what do you want me to present here?
Just pop them all up, and we'll, I'm not picky like Adam. We're just, we're gonna go with whatever you pop up. I'll present. I like your Cars and Caffeine hat. Is that Haggerty? Is that a Haggerty sign there too?
It is.
Look at you. I'm glad to see after Blip Shift Gate you are courting our sponsors, as you should. Yeah, I like these no atheists, but I like these M6666 or these 666Ms. They're I should have sent a card with them. I've driven them on a couple of BMW M3s, M4s, and I like this wheel. So I just
they came on what the
the last the most recent, the last version.
what was that called? Was that
G80.
G80s?
G80s.
G80 M4s, maybe the competition or the I think they came on the
Are these the same wheels?
yes. Let's see. Don't choose a black wheel. That'll make it hard to differentiate. Yeah, that's them.
And they're 20s. Now,
Are they?
are they 20s in the front and 21s in the back, or are they just 20s all around?
I do not have that information, Senator.
See if you can find the gold ones.
Ooh, yeah,
I think the gold ones look really good.
They're like optional, I think, the gold.
I think there came on the
Competition sport.
the GTS, maybe.
Yeah, maybe that's it. GTS.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
put M4 GTS in, and you should be able to pop
hang on.
those.
I'm gonna buy you a set. How much do they cost?
Extremely rare.
It'll fit an E90, which is cool, as well as the M2. This idiot doesn't even say the price. Anyway, all right. Which one? GTS?
Yeah.
Yeah, M4 GTS.
There you go.
No, I don't like that at all.
No,
Is that orange?
I saw those. Our friend Mike Ura out in Texas. Well, he was living in Texas at the time. He came to pick me up and let me drive his M4 GTS. Had those wheels on it. Car has a roll cage in it from the factory. Very, very cool car. And in my humble opinion, very, very cool wheels.
So these are 19s. So I think they must have went up. Oh, these are 20. So these are the ones that are 19s in the front and 20s in the back. That's
really?
Real staggered. That's big dog staggered.
Double staggered.
Double staggered. There you go. That's like Oreos that have that's what I mean.
Yeah, go back and click on that black car that had them.
This one.
Yeah, that one right there. The second photo.
This one.
Yep.
Brakes look real good behind it.
There you go. Yeah.
Not shabby.
That's a good looking car. That's a good looking wheel, man.
I like them. I think they're okay.
There's no lip, so that's my hang up right there. There's no lip.
Right.
So I can live with it though. I don't know if I would put them on my F80 or whatever, G80, whatever it is. I kind of like the other wheels that come on the. See, like here's the M2. Now that's pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's tough. That's pretty tough right there.
Yeah, gotta agree.
The problem with these wheels, I mean, I guess it's any wheels. You cannot even get near the curb with these.
Nope, sure can't.
That is a wrap.
That's what the driver is for.
I know, but these are set up for like track or whatever, and I'm like, that's a dangerous proposition.
I would just like my wheels more inboard than outboard. See what I'm saying?
I get that.
But they're good looking wheels though.
Drop this M2 in the chat. I'm interested in this M2. This is a good looking car. I'm not familiar with this car's game. That's not a real design, is it? Is that meant to mimic the GTS for the GTS? That's not a real version of an M2, is it?
I don't think the M2 has a GTS.
I know it doesn't. But
I think it just has a M2 competition.
Evolve M2 GTS with.
Oh, okay. So an aftermarket company, did a version of that. Okay, yeah, because that's what they used. They just ran with the entire theme of the M4 GTS to do to an M2, and it's the M4 GTS to M2, that's a great execution of that.
Nothing like OEM plus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
BMW,
I've always wanted to do a Sport Evolution version of my M6. So,
yeah. Only thing I don't. Last thing I'm going to bag on these wheels. It's less gold and more orange. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess it is more orange.
Yeah, it's less gold, more orange. I don't know why I was thinking it was gold.
No, it's definitely well. These wheels, I've seen these wheels in a lot of colors, but the orange, the M4 GTS. It had an orange roll cage. It had orange piping, and it was definitely part of the theme. And I think it was in like a frozen gray. Let's on to the next wheel. And if you guys are done with your lackluster opinions,
Merkey. I like that they tell me that it does not fit my E36 M3. I did not want it to fit my E36 M3.
Not with that attitude.
All right, and let me see. Oh, you guys. Oh, yeah, it's still showing. There you go. All right, what do we got here? I've never seen these wheels before. What are these?
These are
Are these
M.
are
These
these
are M. These
ICW?
are M parallel wheels. I think they're maybe style 166 or something like that.
Brooklyn, are you going to tell us how much you hated ICWs back in Jacksonville, North Carolina, 5 Stokes?
Oh, the I can't wait wheels.
I can't wait.
ICWs. Hold on, the gentleman who's sending my transmission was trying to call me. I'm gonna text him back real quick there. Oh no, I'm in the middle of presenting. Sorry. Yeah, these 18-inch staggered M parallels were a stock wheel on the BMW 850 CSI. Um, this factory was the Throwing Stars, which
Ooh.
are, help me out, guys. It's like style 20 and style 21. Dentist turbines are style 20, style 21 is Throwing Stars. But if you wanted to upgrade from that, in Europe at least, you could get these M parallels for your 850 CSI.
9.5. Oof.
Yeah, I know. You see that?
That's some Arby's right there.
That's
Yes.
big boy.
So you could also get them on the sport package of the 740i, and then later you could get them on with the M Sport package on any 740 E38. And lastly, you could, well, no, not lastly, you could also get them on the BMW E34 in Europe and maybe Canada, and the LE package of the final stage LE package of the final stage E34 M5 with the
Right.
6-speed and the big engine, the S38 B38. And lastly, you could get them on a sport package, an M Sport package in the last years of the E39 540i.
But these are beautiful.
But this is a good set. How much did they want for that set that I sent there? Were they on sale? Yeah.
$3,000.
You know what?
That's not bad.
By the time you would try to find, like we said earlier, a reputable place to get them refinished. I lucked out with mine. I never had mine refinished. I know Dr. Robinson, who respects my style, got his refinished. It's just really a great wheel on the 850.
Now, these I just clicked on these. Buddy saying these are 8.5 and 10s.
How did he get 10-inch rears?
19-inch.
E39.
19?
19 by 8.5 and 19 by 10.
Here's the thing. This is what I'm here to tell you. BMW did not sell this wheel in 19-inch on anything.
Yeah,
you think the biggest wheel you could get on an E39 M5 was an 18-inch staggered wheel, and BMW put 19 inches on 540s? Incorrect.
You're right. That is the one thing about M parallels is that they are often
duplicated, replicated.
He calls them M parallel style wheels.
There you go.
Well, there you go. There you go. Out the mouth of babes.
What do you think? What do you think about the polished lips?
I love them. I love it.
Yeah.
Listen, I would not kick these wheels out of bed on an E31. I know they're fake, but I wouldn't kick them out of bed. I would definitely consider running these. I mean,
I'm not so sure about the super polished lip and the plain faces, but it'd be worth a try. It'd be worth a try. I'm okay with it.
I'm not mad at the polished lip. I'm not ever mad at a polished lip because I think Dr. Robinson's running some really nice polished lips, but I can't, in good conscience, I can't put it, and I don't know what it is. I'm not a purist, and
now these are 9.5 by 8s. Y'all need to pick. You need to pick these up. Staggered on the E31 because you're not staggered on your E30. Oh, you are staggered now, right?
What? Of course I'm staggered. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Belay my laugh.
Yeah, the M parallels are staggered. I don't believe in square M parallels.
Give me staggered or give me death, right?
I think in that application staggered is. I think on E31s, staggered is a really good look.
Dude, that's actually, I think that's pretty good.
Where are those wheels?
$1,100.
Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. 400.
I'll be right back. I can be there in 20 hours.
I love Adam. Just drives to wherever the wheels are.
That is not bad. I don't think that's bad at all.
No, it's a
There's
good
got to be a
price.
catch. There's got to be some kind of catch.
I mean, they're not freshly finished. They're obviously used.
No, but that's pretty legit. I think
Ooh, that's tasty. Look at that.
yeah, it is. Concur.
Let me see that.
Ooh, that's also tasty.
Go back to that last one.
Nice.
That looks nice.
It's just a nice color that really does it.
Are those 19s?
These are 18s. This was a different ad. These are 18s.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the M parallels look really good on E39s. To me.
Pontiacs looks good on Pontiacs.
Why? Why
Looks
would you
good
do
on
that?
other Pontiacs. There you go. You put the Pontiac symbol in the middle.
I
This is
don't.
a good choice you made here, Brooklyn. I like.
I don't like
I like
that.
it on
Stop.
Pontiac.
Stop doing that. I don't. I don't like that at all. I don't.
Good choice. I like your
That-
representation here. This is a good.
More.
This doesn't
Or-
feel good. I need an adult.
All right, there you go.
Oh, here we go. WS6.
Please stop.
Hey, listen, it even works well with the BMW badge right there in the middle. There you go.
Is this some form of CIA torture?
Oh yes.
Where's my bleach?
You're right. We're all gonna wash our eyes out after this. I do need to get.
I need the freedom taken away from whoever did this.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want except for that.
I am.
Yeah.
Meatloaf said it best. I won't do that. These are nice sets. I would actually, a set of M parallels made me want to pull the trigger on the E34 touring that we looked at, that we were discussing, because it was like, man, I mean, it's just such a great wheel, and I think especially when you have a wide rear set situation, like the more time goes by, the more I appreciate the E31 and the shape that it has. And as you can see here, I don't know if you can see the screens. That wide rear really lends itself to a good staggered wheel.
Yeah.
I saw a picture from when I first got the what were those wheels when I first got my green 850? It was like BBS. They weren't Hartges.
They were style
RX.
fives.
They weren't style fives. They were BBS wheels.
RX.
BBS RX.
RX. Oh, okay.
Yeah. What do you have those wheels?
No, you sold them to somebody in what is that place?
Did I
that we
sell them
go
to Brian when I got your big brake kit?
No. What was the place that we went to?
National Harbor.
That's it, National Harbor.
Okay. Yeah.
Remember that trip?
I do.
Okay.
You and Heather had the timeshare. Was that time? Yeah. Great perks. Anybody wondering, there are great perks to being friends with Adam, just so everybody in the world knows. He doesn't like to talk about it. Adam is a billionaire. And so hanging out with him is always a blast, always a blast. Private jets, shopping sprees.
You're totally overselling it.
As long hey, you can shop and spree until your hands are full.
I did that today, actually. I ended up being late for the podcast anyway, but
That's exactly one M parallel wheel.
Right. I stopped at the store and I was like, I can grab some stuff, but I didn't even get a cart. I was like, we're going Adam Armour rules today. Grab what you can and then run out. And it worked out because I was in there for a much shorter time than I ever am.
All right.
We can go on to the next wheel if you guys are done. Here we go. And flash the picture of the car that they come on. This is the Ferrari F40 wheel. Who makes these wheels? Centerline or somebody?
Speedline.
Center locks.
Speedline, yeah. I gotta actually, if you guys would go to the chat, really quick, I got a message to convey to you guys privately. Sorry, podcast. What do we have a name for our people?
S38ers,
The fire teamers.
fire teamers. Fire teamer sounds like something that might get investigated in a few months in California. So let's stick with S38ers.
See here. Yeah, the Ferrari F40, one of my favorite cars, probably my favorite car of all time. I love the wheels. I love everything about this car. It's almost like a giant toy, a $2.5 million giant toy now because they keep going up in price. Love this car. Love the wheels. I've always thought that the wheels looked functional and purposeful. I always thought that they just really pulled it off with this car. Really got everything right, including the wheels from jump. You know, I don't know how difficult it would be to put aftermarket wheels on it. The LMs had a different style wheel. I'm pretty sure the LM version has a different style wheel, but these wheels to me are perfect for this car.
13-inch wide.
Come on.
Jeez
Or
Louise.
for people that keeping the record at home, my first car, Honda Civic, I think it had 13-inch wheels.
Yeah.
Like as tall as my wheels were, these wheels are as wide. So that's quite something.
Yeah. And they were only, what were they, 17s? Were they 17 in the front, 18 in the back?
Yeah. No, they're 17 by 8s in the front and 17 by 13 in the back. 17 by 13 is devious work out back. Okay.
That is crazy. Like no other car I could think of has that spec.
13 inches
from the factory.
No other car. And let's not bury the lead. These are center locks.
Yeah. Race car. This is race car stuff.
Yeah.
Race car.
Yeah, because race car. Yeah, you're talking about a car that for the first few maybe first few hundred examples didn't have windows that you could roll down. They had like sliders, or either that or it was an option, but it's an awful idea because
dude, look at that.
That is outrageous.
That looks like a pot you cook like crabs and mud bugs in.
I'm thinking curry goat, curry chicken, oxtails, rice and peas.
I'm about to break that out and put some oil in it.
One back one.
What'd you say, Trey?
I said you could take the two front ones and they would equal one back one and stack them on top of each other.
Yeah. What did you say, Wolf?
I'm about to cook my turkey in that 13-inch.
Yeah. It looks like a turkey deep fryer, don't it? These are stock,
dude. Stock, King. See, here's the thing, right?
Outrageous.
And tell me if I'm actually, this kind of aligns with what Wolf was saying earlier. I would absolutely just own a set of F40 wheels. You know, and I definitely want when you think of me for Christmas, I definitely want an F40 steering wheel. And I've been actually looking. But yeah, man, these cars are art.
If you didn't tell, that looks like a water tower. If you you know what I'm saying? Good night, nurse. That's crazy work. I did not know that there were 13s in the back. Still got outran by 959, but very cool.
Enzo's turning over in his grave.
Yeah, too soon.
Too soon.
Yeah, I like it. This is a good choice. The only knock on these wheels, they can't go on anything else but a F40.
Yeah, but you know, it's not a Bentley wheel that people are putting on Jettas. You know, it's you want to keep that club exclusive.
I'll tell you what, I'm having some really dumb thoughts.
Stop, Adam. Unless you got a TIG welder and some sheet metal aluminum, whatever. I know
that's exactly what it would take. You would basically have to not only get the center lock adapters, which you can for just about any lug setup, right? So you get the center lock adapters, and then you'd have to do box flares. I mean, like CSL box flares
or
for the
you
rear
have
of any
to
car.
get some long extenders, or if you want to make life easier, you could just run 2 fronts square.
No.
Not as exciting, but
It's definitely not as exciting. Anybody could do that.
I know, but it won't involve welding. That's the thing. That's the game. That's what we're going for here. It's not going to involve welding. So, great wheels. And as I stated in the beginning, you'll be able to see our different styles and, kind of like how we approach what we consider cool, not cool. And we're generally kind of OEM plus, nothing crazy, no, 100-spoke Daytons or anything like that, but or floating rims or anything, which I do like. I think it'll look pretty cool. But for our old BMWs and some are even our more modern cars, we have a specific look that we like, and we think it's classic. Like we said, wheels make the car. So just like the shoes make the man, or the suit makes the man. So no difference there. We definitely want you guys to tell us what some of your favorite wheels. We only named a few of ours. I have a lot more. At first I started, I was like, man, why am I drawing a blank? And then as I started like going through it, I wanted to pull up some SSRs, some Racing Hearts, some wheels from back in the day, some Fittipaldis I used to love, Koenig wheels I used to love.
Oh, that brings a smile on my face. Fittipaldis, man. I remember the
Fittipaldis,
Fittipaldis.
some Inkies. I was like, actually, I love a lot of wheels. I guess just not having those specific cars for them make you kind of like turn away from them. But good stuff.
Wolf didn't even mention his Kellingers. Am I saying that right? Tell me how to pronounce that.
I did mention ugly wheels.
Yeah, he's well. Let me.
Is that the way you pronounce it, Kellingers?
Kellner, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Adam's all about.
I always loved those. I would put those. I think I would put those on an E34, right? Because I think that's exactly, huh?
Yes.
I think that's exactly the era. We might have to have an E34 episode. I love E34s, and E34s, like E32s, they get caught up in this thing where people feel like there's a for the money. That's what Dr. Robinson was saying. Dr. Robinson's our friend Tim. Like for the price point catches these cars where you're like, I can afford an E32, but there are plenty of E38s in that price range. I could afford an E34, but there's a pristine E28 I want, or there's a pristine E24 I want, or whatever. It's just like there's a sweet spot. But that's why, for me personally, the Tourings, which is BMW speak for wagon, the Tourings are really on my radar as far as E34s, because there is no comparable. There is no E28 Touring. Well, there are a couple on the planet, but in general, there's no E28 Touring to compete with. So if I'm going to be like, am I finally going to buy, if I got a cargo pocket, 10 grand to drop on an E28 or a really nice E34 wagon, I gotta consider, especially if, it could be something like an S50 or S52 powered wagon, or a V8 or an LS swapped, or a M62 wagon. Anyway, we're going off topic again.
You're going off topic. We're not going off topic. You're going off topic.
That's what I'm here for. All right. I'm the personality hire. Okay.
Wait, do we call it color commentator?
Color commentary.
You're the colored commentator is what you are. Anyway,
if you're taking it back to the 1960s, colored commentary.
Colored commentator, yeah. Anyway, yeah, good stuff. And just I like that we all have our own little private wheel forts, and we still clearly all have wheels out there that we want. So we want you S38ers to drop in the comments, let us know what your favorite kind of wheels are and what you thought of our choices. So yeah, that's it. S38 Fire Team. Adam, parting shots.
These wheels are like jewelry or fancy bags for men. And
Shoes,
I you know, I can't really fault bag collection or something like that when these so many different choices for wheels. And I keep on having this fantasy that one of these days I'm going to take similarly spec'd wheels. Like I have 2 or 3 sets of 17 by 8.5 ET13s and do a port and starboard side.
I love
have
it.
BBS RKs on one side, and then I'll have Schnitzer Type 2s on the other side. Nobody's ever going to see all 4 wheels at the same time.
Right.
You just see, Jekyll and Hyde of the same car.
Right.
So, I mean, that's the kind of stupid stuff that I think about doing sometimes. And with wheels, you could totally do it, and you can have so much fun with the aesthetic of your car.
Right on.
Well, first of all, after knowing him for over a decade, that's the first time I've ever heard of the Wolf talk about having fun. But yes, I completely agree, and I think this was a great episode, great subject, and it's one of the things that with our personal crew, we could do 6 episodes straight of this and never run out of wheels. Yeah, great. Love
Perfect. All right. Well, listen, this is S38 Fire Team. We're going to wrap this one up. Like I said, drop in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the good YouTube things. This is your humble host, Dre Zoom. That's Adam in Brooklyn, S38 Fire Team.